All right, good morning. Good morning. Welcome everyone to the fall semester. I wanted to take this moment to walk you through a couple different things and get you prepared to be successful for the next 16 weeks of environmental science. My name is Dr. Kelly Varga, and I will be leading you through this journey, albeit fully and completely online. And again, we'll talk a little bit about some of the differences about an online course versus an asynchronous course and a face-to-face course. Most of you are probably very familiar with these terms at this point, but again, it doesn't hurt just to be able to walk back through them, just so you are aware of what the expectations are. So hopefully by now you have received my very first announcement to you all that came out bright and early as the course opened yesterday. And again, hopefully you had a wonderfully successful day in all of your other classes, whether they were face-to-face or all of them being online. But it's important for me to be able to highlight things that are specific for our course, where to find things, and again, just overall expectations. So really the goal of this is to walk through the syllabus, it's to walk through some of the modules, and to talk through some of the resources. I'll then follow up with a very different video that talks exclusively just about McGraw-Hill Connect, because a lot of students have questions about it. And then, of course, I will lead you to where your assignments are going to be, because I'm sure some of you are wondering, where's the work I'm supposed to be doing? You're probably not seeing a lot in the course shell, and that's okay, right? I just wanted you to take the very first, 24, 48 hours to really move through the material of what's available so that you know where the syllabus is and all of those other things. So the very first thing I want to highlight here is, of course, these are not the classes you all are taking. These are the classes that I'm teaching, but I want to start on this page because I think it's really important. I think for success and for teaching this course fully and remote, online, non-synchronously, completely self-paced, self-guided for the past, let's see, I think it's been 6 years I've been teaching this course. Every semester, fall, spring, and summer, I continuously hear different feedback from students. And really, it's the students that end up coming to me at the very end of the semester saying, please, 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 Dr. Varga, fix my grade, right? And we walk through some of the things when they finally get a chance to see me in office hours of basics. How often did you come into the Canvas shell? How often did you navigate through the modules? Did you use all your resources? And a lot of times what students tell me is, I didn't even go into the shell. I just came into the home page of the dashboard, and my view is just all the assignments that are due for each of my classes. So I just was clicking on the assignments and doing them. That is your discretion if that's the way you want to do it. But my preferred choice would be change it from assignment mode in your student platform to the course mode so that you can physically see your courses to remind you there is a place to come into the course shell. Additionally, and I think this is really important, there is an ability for you to be able to download the Canvas app for your phone. Now, the reason I say this is we live in a digital age. We are always on our phones. We're always looking at our phones. Sometimes announcements come through very quickly, but sometimes I need to go back and find that announcement again. So if you have the Canvas app downloaded on your phone, it will make coming into the course for just quick things very, very easy. I am not saying that that is where you should be completing your homework, your quizzes, your exams. It won't work. So again, your phone and the Canvas app is just a quick link to maybe the syllabus, or Dr. Varga posted an announcement, but I don't really remember much about it. I can't remember what she said in that announcement. So again, download that, but if you're on your computer and you're getting set up to do your homework, come into the dashboard, right? Click on the overall dashboard and find your particular course. Now, what you're going to notice is I'm giving a generalized video to 1, 2, 3 sections right now. All of you are going to get the same video because I'm teaching 3 different online sections. So the information that I'm giving you is going to apply to all of my environmental science online students, okay? Just to kind of give that as a heads up. The very last thing I want to point to in the homepage is that while you did not have to register separately for a lab component of this course, you will notice that you were given a separate section for the lab course. Now, to make this easier for you, right, if you are in section 071, right, you would be tied to 0371 is where your lab components would be. But if you click on this, you'll see a giant announcement that says, please go to the section that is for lecture. Everything that you're going to need for lecture and lab will all be in a one-stop shop under the lecture component. So you will never need to come into these core shells because they're just placeholders for if I was to put lab components in there. I found that students sometimes get confused. They click on the wrong one, then they get upset because they can't find the lectures. So just to make your life easy, it's a one-stop shop for each of your sections where you will have everything for the course. You will not need to go into these shells. And again, I've got the big announcement just to kind of remind you, you don't need to be here. Go back into the other section for everything. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and move into a section. Again, I'm clicking on 071. If this happens to be your section, that's great. But again, this is for all of the sections of online environmental science. So the first thing you're going to notice is that when you come in, you're going to land on the syllabus page, right? First thing I would highly suggest that you do, download a copy of the syllabus and keep it with you at all times, right? This is just standard practice for students, and believe it or not, you aren't going to believe how many times you'll probably touch base back to the syllabus if you're not close to something, or maybe you're looking in the, wait, what chapters am I supposed to be studying again? And now you're deep into doing your homework, or right, and you don't want to back out to come back to the syllabus. It's just nice to have it printed, especially in your workspace, just for quick reference to a lot of different things, including resources. But maybe you just put it as a screenshot, or I'm not saying a screenshot, I'm sorry, download and keep a copy just on your desktop so that you can have it open as you're completing your work, right? I'm a human too. Sometimes accidents happen. Sometimes students will catch a discrepancy between dates due in the syllabus versus due dates online. Hey, I'm human too. If you find that discrepancy and you let me know, that's a benefit not only for you, it's a benefit for all your classmates too. So again, please download a copy of the syllabus. Hopefully by now you have read through just these opening pages, but again, these are the requirements for course. I cannot get around the fact that every single one of you is going to need to purchase the Connect platform, McGraw-Hill LTIA, the Connect platform. Every single student that is completing this course, whether it be face-to-face or completely and fully online, every student, this is the way that we keep uniformity across face-to-face and online sections, is we require every student to purchase that. The reason for that is it's got great study modules. It's got great resources for you to move through. It's got a copy, we're no longer carrying around textbooks, which is a nice thing. It's got a copy of the textbook for you. And this is where, for us, you'll complete the online portion of your exams. So again, you need to purchase this because all of the material that you are going to be graded on for this course will be inside of that platform. You cannot get around it. There is no alternative. So that's just kind of the first and foremost. The second, you will need a working and reliable internet source, stable, all the time, right? I very much understand sometimes Texas weather happens, right? And if we're getting rolling blackouts or if there's all of this stuff happening, sure, I can at least correlate that back to the news, or because maybe I myself am experiencing a blackout of some sort from a storm or something else. That would be probably the only time that there would ever be an exception. Otherwise, I've had students try and tell me I can't get internet at the dorms. Well, you're on campus and you can come into the physical library space. You can come physically into Dow 1. You can come into Founders Hall to be able to access that internet. That can't be an excuse, right? My internet went out last night. Well, okay, unless there's some verification of proof that is screenshotted and timestamped and all of those things, I'm not going to give you that as a pass, right? This is a completely and fully online course. The reason that it's called online is because we need a connection to the internet. So make sure that we have that. the library, maybe a local coffee shop, whatever. Again, have to have stable and reliable internet. And what does that mean? That means if you have to upload anything, like at the very end, your giant research video project, that's going to require a lot of data to be able to upload it. You've got to make sure that you're in a place where you can do so, because if it loops and loops and loops and times out, or if you can't make the connection to the platform in time for your exam and it times out, it'll close the exam for you and you'll get a 0. So these are just food for thought. Make sure we're aware. Last but not least, of course, you need a working, stable, functioning computer, resources with a camera. I need to be able to see you while you're taking your exam. So these are all things that we need to have available in order to be successful in the class. That's just kind of the first stop shop. Please take these items into consideration. If this is not something you can guarantee for the entire duration of the course, then we might need to think if this is the right time to complete this course, right? Maybe you're taking 4 other internet courses. Maybe you're, trying to work and you're doing, and the job won't allow you because you really need to work full time. And working is also not an excuse, right? There are just very limited things that are going to get you out of this because of the fact that it is fully online and it is completely on your schedule, right? So again, it's not to beat that horse down, it's just to make you kind of fully aware of what's going on. If you happen to be on campus and you want to come visit me, this is my office, and you can also just email me directly. Some of you have already started to do so because you're probably anxious. Some of you might not have been able to get into the online platform because it wasn't really open until last night. And again, the idea was I wanted to give you guys time, just like if you were face to face, we would have just been going through the syllabus anyway. So I wanted to give you that first day to really move through these items. If you need to schedule office hours, and please do it as often as possible, as whenever you need it, right? If you click on this little Calendly link, and I've got so many different resources to this throughout the syllabus, I've got a full module that's just dedicated to this. The sooner you come and talk to me about something isn't working. I can't figure this out. I'm doing really poorly on my homeworks. I'm not passing my quizzes. My exam grades are awful and I'm afraid I'm going to fail. The sooner you come and talk to me about these things, the better. If I somehow see that you are missing multiple things on big giant sweeps at a time, right? You've missed 3 or 4 assignments. Oh, I forgot to do them, Dr. Varga, right? Can you help me? That isn't going to work. So again, please just make sure that you are first and foremost setting yourself up for success, setting up some time to dedicate to this, schedule time for this, right? And I'll talk through kind of tips for success. I assigned that for you guys to move through. As well as, take on responsibility. You are adults. You are in college hoping to be successful in your careers, whatever you are going to choose to do. So come prepared with solutions, right? Don't come to me begging for forgiveness of late, because maybe I might listen once or twice, maybe once at most, with credible and supporting documentation. But beyond that, you're not going to get any other passes for things. You're just going to get the 0 because you've missed the deadline. Finally, and I think this goes without saying, as we move into this fully digital age, we are in a professional setting. Although I might not be in class with you, I'm still your professor. While I am here to support you in your success, it is my job and my responsibility to remain professional and to remain fair to you and maintain respect with you to be able to be successful in this class. The simple thing I ask in return is the same. Please don't just email me, hey, I forgot to do this. Can you reopen it? I'm not going to respond. That's just we need to learn basic professionalism. Hi, Dr. Varga. My name is so-and-so. I am in your biology, or, I am in your environmental science course. I happen to miss, or I have a problem, or whatever. Here is what I think could be the solution. Come to me with the possibility of me knowing that you've thought through what you're requesting. If you're just saying, yo, I forgot. Hey, I didn't do this. I'm not your friend. We're not texting. Please make sure you are keeping a level of professionalism because, again, in the end, if you want something from me, all that little bit of respect that shows me that you took the time to be respectful, right? As I'm being respectful to you, I'm going to respond, hello, so and so. Thank you for your email. I appreciate you reaching out. Thank you for thinking through, right? It's a level of professionalism that we're training you guys for when you get into your job. You can't speak to your boss that way. While I'm not your boss, I am managing the success of this course to make sure you get the grade that you want so you don't have to retake the class. Okay, so all that being said, let's just move through a couple of last minute things here. Announcements, again, hopefully you have seen that this is where I'm going to be posting everything. This was posted bright and early for you all yesterday. If you missed it, right? Obviously, again, be the adult, take the responsibility. It is not my job to make sure you're coming to this class and doing it. It's your job, right? Just the same way that you're paying for it, I would hate for you to lose that money and have to retake this class. And unfortunately, a lot of students just forget about an online class. They think, oh, this is kind of my blow off 101 class. I don't really have to worry about it. What you're going to realize is there's a lot of work to do in this class because I'm giving you many different ways to get points to be successful in getting the grade that you want so you don't have to retake it. Trust me, you don't want to take this class during a 5-week session when you're trying to complete all of this 16 weeks in 5 weeks because you've missed this opportunity. Smart Search is a new feature. Smart Search allows you to work through pretty much anything. It gave you a prompt here for, food that Panda eats, and it'll spit out. AI is the new way of the future, so it'll spit out questions that you may have about the course overall. This may even be helpful when you're moving towards your video research project, but it also can help you to find things inside of the course itself. Check it out. You don't have to use it. I'm not mandating it, but it's a cool feature, and I have found that it's going to be pretty successful and helpful for students. Okay, for modules, right now, what you are seeing and the only thing that is visible to you guys on your end are all the little things that you see with the green check boxes, right? These are all published. So the first thing I wanted you to do, move through the overview of these modules, go through the course information, right? And I've already set you up for things that we're going to talk about in the next video, which are related to the McGraw-Hill Connect, how to sign up, how to get registered, how to, recharge your exam, or not your exams, how to recharge your assignments, your SmartBook assignments, help, tutorial videos, and then of course, meeting with Dr. Varga. So right now, these are the things that you were only required to move through. There's no assignments that were posted as of yet. I will get to that in the next video when I post this for you. But after today, you're going to see these start to open and you're going to see all the assignments that will be listed underneath here. Okay, so really the goal for this was just to get you introduced as if it was a syllabus day, first day of classes. Moving through, I'll talk about the McGraw-Hill Connect in just a second. You'll notice the assignments is still blocked out. There's no content there, so you shouldn't be finding anything because I haven't posted any of those assignments yet. Don't worry, I'm going to give you lots of time to make sure that those are completed. Studio, this is a new feature that we've added in over the past 2 semesters. This is going to be a place that will be extremely helpful for you when you are making and creating your video research project presentation. So you might just want to kind of move through and look at this, but I will be posting a whole video about how Studio works as we get closer to the research video presentation. Discussions, I haven't posted anything here, but there will be your first assignment that'll be due by Friday after this video and after the next video. It will be just a simple icebreaker where you will have to just simply introduce yourself, tell me a little about yourself. Again, just to kind of get things going. And most importantly, as sometimes not always are your pictures tied to your ID cards, this is a great way for me to tie a face to a name and vice versa, right? Maybe you relate to somebody else's. This is all going to be public for you guys to see. And know each other through this digital space. So again, maybe you find somebody that you align with what their major is or what their goals are or, special hobbies or talents when this is posted, and maybe you want to form a study group with them. That's completely what that project or that assignment is meant to do. So to come, right? That's not there yet. So the last thing I just want to point out in the opening and welcome video, because I want to get this posted for you all ASAP, because I'm sure we're very confused as to what's going on. You should have seen that I posted for you and assigned this. While it's not points, I assigned it to you because you would see it as your first quote unquote assignment that's not worth anything. But realistically, it was made to smack you in the face, so to speak, to get you to come in and read through this. This is curated information that I have taken for teaching this for the last 6 years, semester over semester. This is the information I have found that my students who are successful in getting A's, all the way down to students getting that D mark, which means you will not receive credit for it. Although D is passing, it's not credit. You won't get credit for it. So don't shoot for just a D, right? To failing and obviously really needing to take the course. I want to make sure that you read through this. This course is intensive. It's not intensive because necessarily the material is going to be so mind-blowingly difficult. It's that because it is a core curriculum course, there is a lot of metrics I have to hold myself to and you guys to for assessment so that we stay an accredited university. And I have found that if I give students a lot of opportunities for points, that makes them feel more comfortable in being able to successfully pass the class. So please make sure that you're reading through this. You'll notice that as time goes down, right, as we get further and further away from that A mark to the B to the C to the D to the F, right, there's not a lot here. We're seeing less and less just words, which means that's probably less and less things I'm doing to be successful in the class. So again, please read through this. I'm going to talk all about McGraw-Hill. I'm going to talk all about the resources, the assignments, everything that you are going to have to your disposal to be successful in the class and preparing for those exams and knocking them out of the park. But with that being said, the number one thing, and I hope you have seen it, is you have to read this book. Because we're not doing lectures face to face, I'll have the PowerPoints posted for you, but this isn't a traditional space. It's a self-paced, self-guided learning because again, you may have other things going on. You may be deployed right now. You may be on base somewhere that's not local to our campus. You may work night shifts that you can't come to the day face-to-face courses. So there's a trade-off in what you're going to get as kind of introduction to the material. Some of this stuff may feel foreign to you, but that's why you have to read the book. The book gives you all of the information. And most importantly, you know, I'm going to give you lots of fun resources to be able to support reading the book, but I can promise you with all my heart and soul, you will not pass this class unless you diligently and consistently read the book. The chapters aren't very long. There's a lot of pictures in there. There's cool case studies. There's going to be touch points to lab. There's going to be touch points within your smart books, your homework, your quizzes. But I promise you, you won't pass this class if you aren't diligently reading the book every day, just a couple moments, even if it's just to flip through the pages after you've read it. So please, again, I've assigned this to you. Hopefully you have looked through this. Hopefully you feel a little bit confident of saying, all right, well, I can't, it's right there in front of me in black and white to see that if I want to be successful, she's laid it out step by step by step. And this will be the first place I will go with you when you do come visit me. If you're like, I'm failing the exams. I'm doing really great on everything else, but I'm absolutely failing the exams. We're going to start here as the touch point. Okay, let's walk through. What are we doing? And we can come up with a good game plan. And I understand sometimes even if you're doing all of these things, it isn't going to mean that you're 100% passing. Well, we can come up with a different game plan. So that's why it is very important, whether it's the homepage, the syllabus, downloading the syllabus, clicking on through the syllabus, or just going down where I have a full module, you can just schedule some office hours with me and we can find a solution. And as always, if these office hours don't work for you, please just email me. Hi, Dr. Varga. I'm so and so. I'm an environmental science online section, da da da. Unfortunately, during those times that you have office hours, I can't get to you. Can we please set up a one-on-one meeting? Absolutely. That's you being respectful, taking initiative, and that's you making sure that you've got a solution. You're coming with a solution to your problem. And in that case, we're going to absolutely find the answer. So I'm excited to have you. I know that this is a lot, and you'll probably feel overwhelmed, but if you can schedule your week, just dedicating 20 to 30 minutes of this class every day, or you can bookend that, right? Maybe it's 3 to 4 days that you're doing an hour. However you want to break it down, it's just having a touch point of even just coming in and opening the Canvas shell and going, oh yeah, I'm in environmental science online very much throughout the week. That is going to really set you up for success. So that is it. I wanted to introduce myself. Now going forward, the next video that I'm going to make and post for you all is going to specifically talk about the platform of Connect, the registration for that, and how to navigate through that as a resource. So again, welcome, welcome. I am glad to have you all. Thank you again.